Welcome back to Cat President and Chapter 5, in which we discover that being bad has its good sides. Last time Thunderpaw was really annoying and only badmouth his opponents, and I guess we'll continue with that. In conclusion, I hate DJ Nibbles, and so should you. Vote Thunderpaw tomorrow. I'm the candidate who's not a huge moron. Thank you for your support. Why are they cheering? Why? Thank you for your speech, Thunderpaw. Now the president of the Meowa Voters League would like to say a few words before we begin the meal. Yeah, I'm stuffed. Big speeches like that really work up to the old appetite. I can't believe you! Your entire speech was one huge insult to DJ Nibbles after he so kindly agreed to let you speak here. Yeah, that was a dumb decision on his part. I'm not surprised because he's an idiot. Besides, I did more than just insult him. I talked about his suspicious birth certificate. Is his birth certificate suspicious? I don't know, but it seems like it could be a scandal, so I started talking about it. Pretty smart, huh? Nope, not smart at all. Can I say first? Let's say first. No, not smart at all. You can't make up slanderous accusations without any reason. What's going to happen when the media looks into his birth certificate and discovers there are no problems with it? Then I'll make up another scandal, or I'll start insulting dachshunds. Hans? It's Hund in German. Hunds. Ducks, whatever. Those dogs freak me out. Wait, what do ducks whatevers have to do with anything? Nothing. It's just a weird, random topic for me to talk about. But I guarantee you, I'll get headlines if I start talking about how much I hate ducks whatevers. Oh no! I skipped that. Just like how I'm going to get headlines tonight for Question DJ Nibbles' parentage. Is that it? You're making things up to get headlines? Yes! Why did I take you so long to figure it out? If I say something ridiculous and crazy, people hear about it on the news that night. I get free publicity for my campaign. If I insult someone, it's on the news, my face on every single news station, all for saying something unimportant like I hate voters who don't know the candidates ahead of time. And let's not forget the biggie. If I make up a scandal about another candidate, that gives me another 2 days on top of the news cycle. Just watch tonight. You'll see Thunderpaw accuses DJ Nibbles of not being American. I'm going to make a killing in the polls with that as the top story for today and tomorrow. I'll be in voters' minds when they're casting their ballots. That's what I'm going after, Kaja. And if it just so happens that DJ Nibbles has to resign in shame from the scandal I made up, all the better. I don't believe this. You pretend to be a jerk just to get media attention. Pretend? Who said anything about pretending? I'm a jerk sometimes, I admit it. But yes, I like to play it up for the cameras. The more media exposure I get, the better. You can't see it, but I'm playing with my hair while I talk in his voice. Oh god. And that's the reason why you won't play nice. It doesn't fit in with this fake media persona that you've created. You didn't see what happened to all my poll numbers after I went on that cooking show. Phew! It was awful. I tell you, people don't want to see me as a domesticated house cat. They want to see me as a wild cat on the attack. But that's dishonest. No, it's politics. Nothing personal. I don't hate DJ Nibbles, but he's in my way, so I have to get rid of him by any means necessary. Well, I don't believe it, and I think voters won't either. Oh, yes, I think the voters will respond negatively to that brutal, unprovoked attack against DJ Nibbles. Sure, maybe he'll show the video of your speech on every news station, but so what? That will just show all the voters how immature and spiteful you are. They'll see how mean you are and they'll vote against you, I guarantee it. Nope. And I guarantee they'll vote for me. And besides, it worked before. Have you heard from Mr. Whiskers? No. He was governor of my state. Nice guy, but he and I were both running for president, and I couldn't allow him to take the role of hometown hero, so I tagged him each and every day. I threw everything I could at that guy in the hopes of finding something that would stick. It was brutal, and I mean brutal. He came back swinging, and we had a huge catfight. It went on for weeks. He lost, I won. That's why I'm here today. I got here because I insulted my opponent until he dropped out of the race. It was a winning strategy for Mr. Whiskers, and it will be a winning strategy against DJ Nibbles. I guarantee it. That's rude and dishonest. I told you, it's politics. That's how politics work. It's nothing personal. If you're that concerned, why don't you have a gift basket sent to DJ Nibbles? I'm sure it'll cheer him up once he drops out of the race. He won't drop out of the race, you'll see. Yes, we certainly will. The voters will decide and they'll go with me, just like they always do. I doubt it. Yeah, well, I don't. Sadly, the voters disagree with me. When the results came in the next day, Thunderpool passed with flying colours. He got 32% of the vote, with Dr. Nom Noms in second place at 28%, and Frisky in third with 27%. As for DJ Nibbles, he was projected to 24% of the votes, but he got only 4%, just about tied with Rover and Kale. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? This is great. I just won Meowa. And to top of this victory sandwich, I just got on an official endorsement from Crouchy Cat, the internet celebrity. This is the best day of my campaign yet. I can't believe DJ Nibbles collapsed in the polls. You can credit me for DJ Nibbles' collapse. People did vote for him because of the birth certificate. Didn't vote for him because of the birth certificate thing. I am such a genius. I should have thought of it sooner. Maybe I should make up a rumor that Rover is secretly a dog. He is, though. He's not well, he is secretly a dog, yes. It's very true. Nobody will believe a ridiculous rumor like that, and besides, DJ Nibbles could have lost the vote for a completely unrelated reason. Oh, really? Is there some other scandal I haven't heard about? I don't know, I don't understand it. What could have happened? Admit it, I'm right and you are wrong. Argue some more? And look, DJ Nibbles' collapse isn't the only weird thing about the poll result. Look at Frisky. Nationally, he polls around 3%, and somehow he got 27%. How did he? Skyrocket to getting a quarter of the vote. Simple. He's from Meowa. This is the only place where he polls in the double digits. Really? But if he's so unpopular in all the other states, why is he still running for president? I mean, he doesn't have a chance of winning nationally. For your reaction, I'm guessing you haven't heard of vote splitting? No, what's that? It's the greatest thing ever, and it's helping my campaign. That's what happened in Miawa. I did well because Frisky did well. What? Think about it. Normally I'd have to get at least 50% in order to win the majority in Miawa, but with Frisky taking a quarter of the vote, all of a sudden the majority drops to 50%, from 50% to 37. He just made it that much easier for me to win Miawa. Plus, he neutralized the threat that Dr. Nom Nom posed. If Dr. Nom Noms had gotten all of Frisk's votes, he would have defeated me, but no, Frisky split Dr. Nom Nom's voters in half, which means that both of them lost. See, vote splitting. It's the reason I'm winning the race right now. You're making it sound like Frisky split the vote on purpose. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but consider this. What if it's not just Frisky? What if there are vote splitters in all of the key battleground states? Why, I would be able to cakewalk my way to victory. Don't forget ideological vote splitters. Usually people of the same race, age or religion or vote in a group. You've got to split them too. Not to mention the moderates, conservatives and liberals. Can't have any of them getting too powerful. Yep, it's definitely in the front-runner's best interest to have 8 or more opponents who split the opposing votes. But this is all political theory, right? I mean, I know there are a lot of cats running for president, and sure, maybe that helps you a bit in the polls, but that's just a coincidence. You can't control who does and who doesn't run for president. You're right, of course. The entire vote-splitting thing is just a silly conspiracy theory. No one has enough power to fix a presidential election with a scheme like that. Still, as long as it helps you, I won't complain. Me. Helps me. Oh, that reminds me. Could you bring me my financial books? I have a big change to make. A change to your finances. As you know, I'm a handsome billionaire cat, and I invest in a lot of different things. I've been paying for Secret Project Frizz, where in Meow for several months. Here, okay. I think it's time for me to withdraw all my funding from it. Secret Project Frizz, as in Frisky? Oh, what a coincidence! I didn't notice that my secret plan has a similar name to Frisky. Ha 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 ha! But no! Chapter 6, in which Thunderpaw might be secretly controlling the other campaigns? As I walked back to my room, I couldn't believe it. Thunderpaw more or less admitted outright that he was secretly funding his opponent's campaigns in order to split the vote. Sure, I knew he was rich enough to do that, but it's not possible, right? That's the sort of scheme you expect from a comic book villain. But the next day... Hey, great news! Frisky dropped out of the presidential race. Huh? One of his anonymous donors pulled out all of their funding from the campaign, and now he's broke. Frisky had to drop out of the race. Wait, what? Isn't this wonderful? It makes my job as a political protester so much easier. Go back a bit. Frisky got a quarter of the vote in Meow, and now he's quitting? If anything, his campaign should be moving forward. Yeah, I don't get it either, but like Frisky said, he doesn't have enough money to continue a nationwide campaign. He either had to drop out completely or limit his campaign to a few states. So he did what a politician would do. He dropped out of the race, using his leftover campaign money as a golden parachute. Isn't it Isn't politics corrupt? It's all run by money. Maybe more than you know, Bendis. I immediately went to the penthouse to see if Thunderpaw had anything to do with this. Thunderpaw? Thunderpaw? Where is it? No, I won't let him off the hook. Frisky dropped out of the race. What do you have to do with this? He did! Ha! Not even a full day without funding and he quit? What a loser! Were you responsible for this? Did you withdraw his funding? Yes, duh. Sheesh, I practically spelled it out for you yesterday. I'm funding all of my competitors. I'm calling the police. That's illegal. No, it's not. I'm free to make political contributions to any campaigns I want to, and since I'm making the contributions through my business, I can donate as much money as I want. How much money are you spending? $350 million. Well, less than that now. Frisky spent about 12% of the money I gave him. 350 million. I want that money. You spending $350 million? That's small potatoes compared to what I stand to gain if I'm elected president. And besides, I'm a billionaire. A few millions here and there don't hurt my pocketbook. So you're bribing your competitors with your financial contributions? What? No, I can't be conducted to dirty money in an election. It ruined my campaign. No, all the money I give is 100% clean. I give it anonymously. No strings attached. No strings attached. You just cut off all Frisky's funding and doomed his campaign. That's not a string, that's standard financial policy. When it comes to elections, donors can withdraw unspent money at any time, since super PACs aren't run by the candidates themselves. Face it, Kaja, everything I'm doing is 100% legal. I'm just taking advantage of an unfair system. We'll see what the media thinks about your schemes. I'm calling a press conference right now to expose you. Accessories? What? My brother isn't the only one who can find words. You know what an accessory is? That's someone who helps commit crimes, someone who aids and abets a criminal. I know what the word means. I don't see how it applies to the situation. Oh, really? Who brought the finance book last night before I withdrew Frisk's funding? Whose fingerprints are all over the records? You wouldn't. I would. Try to accuse me of breaking the law, and I'll take you down with me. You wild, sick monster. I've been called worse. If it makes you feel any better, I didn't plan for this to happen. You didn't plan to blackmail me? No, I mean I didn't plan to fund my opponent's campaigns. It's more of a happy accident. It started back when I was competing with Mr. Whiskers to become the sharp-clawed candidate for Meow York. The campaign against Mr. Whiskers was brutal, like I said before. Come to think of it, that's how my goofy brother got started with his job as a political protester. I paid him to protest Mr. Whiskers at all times, at every event. My funding plan was the sneakiest one I could think of. I secretly donated $1 million to his campaign, then I waited a week. What happened next? I held a press conference and accused him of being soft on crime. I withdrew the money from his campaign and held another press conference saying that Mr. Whiskers had lost $1 million in funding to his soft stance on crime. That's really underhanded. I prefer the term underpoured. Either way, I started a snowball effect. More and more people withdrew funding from Mr. Whiskers' campaign. It wasn't enough to defeat him, but it was enough to make a dent in the election. The strategy was successful. I decided to use it in the primaries. Every time I attacked one of my opponents, I withdrew some money from their campaign to make it look like they became less popular. I don't think anyone's noticed, but whatever. It's still useful to keep funding them, if only because they split the vote. And once they finish splitting the vote for you, you'll take away all your money and send their campaigns crashing. Now that's not true. Sure, I withdrew my contribution to Frisk's campaign, but he had plenty of other donors. He could have kept going without my money. Not my fault he gave up early. Argue. You pulled your funding and he quit immediately afterwards? That seems like a textbook case of cause and effect. Correlation doesn't prove causation, but maybe you're right. Maybe it is sneaky and underpoured to finance my opponent's campaigns. Maybe. Try definitely. In that case, I think I'll do the noble thing and immediately withdraw all my funding. Or $350 million? Yeah, I'll recall the money right away. What do you think will happen to the other campaigns then? It'll be a pretty big blow to them all, losing funding like that. Maybe they'll crash and burn like Frisk did. Who knows? I hated to admit it, but he had a point. This was a lose-lose situation. No matter when he withdrew his funding, sooner or later it would hurt his opponents. Or was there a third option? What if you withdrew the money slowly, over time, like 2% a day? It'd take you 2 months and it'd be so gradual that it wouldn't crash the campaigns all at once. That would be the fair thing to do, wouldn't it? Too bad I'm not inclined to be fair, not when I have the advantage here. So you'll manipulate your opponents to achieve your own ends? You are an evil, evil cat. It's nothing personal, it's just business. Business is all about clawing down your opponent by any means necessary. That's not what they taught me in high school. I learned from somewhere better than high school. Real life. It was the only useful thing Oreo ever taught me. Never, ever trust anyone, kid. Not your family, not your friends, and certainly not your political opponent. What happened with you and Oreo? Bendis was saying earlier that the two of you were engaged, then she... I don't want to talk about it. Did she break your heart? Is that what turned you into this bitter, scheming politician? I said I don't want to talk about it. Now go away and leave me alone. If you even think about revealing my scheme to anyone, I'll deny it all and have you arrested. I grabbed the door before he could slam it in my face. Why don't we make a compromise? I don't mention Oreo again if you agree to withdraw funding from your opponent's campaigns. Are you trying to blackmail me? Depends. Were you trying to blackmail me earlier? Thunderpaw said nothing for a while. He just glared at me. You'd be a good businesswoman. You've got guts, kid. Fine, I accept your offer. I'll remove my money at 2% a day until it's all gone and I'm no longer funding my opponent's campaigns. Happy? Yes. I suppose it doesn't matter anyway. I got such a commanding lead. They'll feel no matter whose money is propping them up. But don't think it's over between us, Kaja. If you try to interfere with my campaign again, you'll fire me. Worse, I'll promote you. Okay. Yes. And I'll end it here. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you next time. Bye!